Welcome to the world of science fiction stories, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Enjoy the listening. Aliens hacked into our systems. Then panic spread across their fleet. The alien scientists had seen countless wrecks before, but this one was different. It wasn't just another derelict ship drifting through space, another failed expedition lost to the void. No, this was something new, something terrifying. The vessel had been discovered near the edge of the Fawn Empire's territory, a burnt husk tumbling in silence, its hull scarred with plasma burns and jagged breaches exposing dark corridors within. No distress beacon. No active life signs. To the Fawn, this was an opportunity. The humans were a recent species on the galactic stage, still primitive compared to the great empires, yet aggressive and unpredictable. Analyzing this wreck could provide valuable intelligence. A team of Fawn scientists, escorted by a squad of heavily armed soldiers, boarded the ruined ship. Their elongated forms moved with cautious grace, chitinous limbs clicking softly against the metal. The airlock groaned as they forced it open, revealing a darkened corridor beyond. Their translator units crackled with static, scanning for any recognizable human language, but the ship was silent. The lead scientist, VCK, activated his data recorder. We are now inside the human vessel. Structural integrity is compromised, but portions remain intact. Beginning analysis. They moved forward, scanning the walls. Human writing and insignias lined the corridors, symbols foreign yet eerily efficient. The lighting flickered, casting long shadows. The ship had endured a battle, but against what? Then they found the first body, a human in a shredded suit, slumped against the wall. The sight made even the hardened soldiers hesitate. Humans were resilient creatures, built for endurance, but this one had been torn apart, not by energy weapons or traditional blade wounds, but by something else, something brutal. VCK crouched beside the corpse, mandibles twitching. Strange. The wound suggests physical trauma, claws, perhaps. Impossible, one of the soldiers replied. What could do this aboard their own ship? They pressed on, navigating the ruined corridors. Blood spattered the walls in patterns that suggested struggle. Weapons lay discarded, some still clutched in cold, stiff fingers. It was becoming clear, whatever had attacked the humans, they had fought back savagely. Then they reached the control room. The command console was smashed, but a flickering screen remained active. Valek accessed it, bypassing human security with ease. The logs were fragmented, but he managed to pull audio from the last transmission. A human voice crackled through the speakers, ragged and filled with desperation and fury. If you're hearing this, you already know they came aboard. We fought. We won. But if you're here, that means you don't understand what that means. This isn't over. Get off this ship. Get off, now. The message cut out. Silence filled the control room. Rick's secondary hearts beat faster. The humans had won, against what? Then, from the depths of the ship, something moved, a scraping sound, slow and deliberate. The Fawn soldiers raised their weapons. Their infrared scanners picked up something shifting in the darkness beyond the room. Not human. Not anything in our databases, Valek whispered. Then the lights flickered again, and something laughed. It was not a sound of amusement, but low, guttural, and filled with menace. A sound that did not belong aboard a derelict human ship. The Fawn had thought they were here to study human weakness. Instead, they had awakened something far worse. The laugh echoed through the corridors, bouncing off the scorched metal walls like a mocking whisper. The Fallen soldiers shifted uneasily, weapons tracking every shadow, mandibles clicking in nervous anticipation. Valek, still hunched over the console, felt his chitinous fingers tremble. We fought. We won, he murmured, recalling the human transmission. If they won, where are the victors? And more importantly, what were they fighting? A static-laced beep came from one of the soldiers' scanners. Movement detected. Unknown life form, 30 meters ahead. The squad's leader, Krell Vox, adjusted his grip on his weapon. Advance carefully. Tight formation. They moved deeper into the ship's broken spine. The walls bore even more claw marks, deep gouges ripped through reinforced alloy plating. Fawn armor technology was advanced, but even their ships couldn't be torn apart like this. Whatever did this possessed terrifying strength. Then they found another body, but this one was not human. It was a creature, slumped against a wall and riddled with gunfire wounds. Jagged, unnatural limbs stuck out at odd angles, its exoskeleton cracked open like shattered stone. Even in death, its elongated mouth remained open, a row of serrated teeth frozen in a twisted snarl. VCK felt his stomach tighten. This was what they fought. Kellox nudged the body with his weapon, it didn't move. Biology unknown. No DNA match. Armor plating reinforced with organic material, another soldier reported. But whatever they were, the humans killed them. VCK's mind raced. Not just killed, they'd won against these things. His words sent a ripple of unease through the squad. The Phelan had always believed humans were reckless, undisciplined creatures with inferior technology. Yet humanity expanded aggressively, fought wars they shouldn't have won, and survived where logic dictated they should perish. Here was proof, a battle had taken place aboard this ship. The humans had fought something monstrous, and somehow, they'd been the ones left standing. Before anyone could speak, a deafening thud echoed through the corridor, vibrating through the metal flooring. It wasn't something external, it was coming from inside, from below. The soldiers shifted uneasily as their scanners flared to life. "It's big," one hissed. The human's posture remained calm. He turned his head toward the floor as if listening, then looked back. "You brought too many people," he said flatly. Krell Vox's mandibles flared. "Explain yourself, human." The man exhaled, shaking his head. "You're making noise. It hears you." The corridor lights pulsed, the air grew thick and heavy. The shadows at the far end stretched unnaturally, as if bending toward them. Then the laughter returned, low, hollow, predatory. The Phelan warriors reacted instantly, weapons raised, scanners sweeping the darkened hallway. But there was nothing, no distinct shape to fire upon, just a creeping presence clawing at their nerves. VCK felt something primordial coil inside him, a fear rooted deep in evolution itself. Kellox turned back to the human, patience worn thin. "What is that?" The man's cracked visor reflected the dim, flickering light. "The reason we never sent a distress signal," he said quietly. A scraping sound, like claws against metal. Then the lights died. In the absolute darkness, the human spoke one last time, "You should have listened." And the screaming began. The screams echoed through the pitch-black corridor, sharp, guttural. The fawn fired blindly at the dark, plasma bolts lit shadows for split seconds before vanishing again. Each burst revealed glimpses of something moving, something fast. Frick crouched behind a console, clutching his data recorder, mandibles trembling. He couldn't see the creature, only the aftermath. One soldier was ripped from formation, dragged screaming into the blackness, his weapon clattered to the floor, firing a final burst before tearing flesh silenced him. Krell Vox barked orders, but panic had set in. "This ship is compromised. Fall back, regroup at the airlock." The remaining soldiers stumbled backward, weapons raised. The corridor felt smaller, walls pressing in, suffocating them. Only the human remained still, head tilted as if listening. "You can't run from it," he muttered. Krell Vox's mandibles snapped. "Then what is it? What are we fighting?" The human's visor turned toward the squad leader. "You scanned this ship the moment you docked, right?" Frick's heart thudded, "Of course." The scanners had picked up bodies, but no active life signs. Yet the creature was there. "They don't pick it up," the human continued. "It's not alive the way you think," Frick scrambled, recalibrating his scanner across every frequency, but there was nothing. No heat. No movement. Yet the creature was present. Krell Vox raised his weapon to the human. You will tell us what we're facing, or I will kill you myself. The human exhaled slowly, as if he'd already seen the universe's worst. You won't get the chance. The temperature dropped, shadows thickened. The creature was close, so close VCK could feel it pressing against his mind like a cold whisper. The human took a slow step forward. They sent us to study the planet near this system, he said quietly. Something buried there, something waiting. We woke it up. Krell Vox's mandibles flared in disbelief. A myth? Superstition? The human's lips curled beneath the helmet. Yeah, we thought that too. The darkness behind them breathed. A soldier opened fire, and the shadows tore him apart. Blood sprayed the walls, the others fired wildly. The laughter returned, wrapping around them like invisible claws. Kellox raised his weapon to fire, and the human slammed his gauntlet down on the barrel, forcing it toward the floor. Stop shooting, he growled. It likes the noise. Krell Vox snapped, you're not in command here, human. The man's head tilted. I'm the only reason you're still breathing. Another soldier vanished, a shriek cut off by wet crunching. The human pushed Krell Vox's hands aside and turned to the control panel. Sparks flew as he overrode the systems with quick, practiced movements. Frick found his voice. What are you doing? The man didn't look up. Setting the reactor to blow when I made my last stand, he said, gesturing to the darkness. Didn't kill it, but it hurt it. Frick's mandibles twitched. You damaged it. The human's lips curled. Everything bleeds. The ship shuddered as a new growl vibrated through the metal. Krell Vox's eyes darted around. We must escape. The human chuckled, bitter and amused. Funny, that's what the rest of my crew said. He yanked a lever. The emergency lights flickered red. A warped robotic voice echoed, warning, core meltdown imminent. T-10 minutes. The shadows screamed. Kellox recoiled. You're killing us all. The human turned, visor cracked but stance unshaken. I'm killing it, Frick realized, the human wasn't trying to escape. This was his final battle. The shadows closed in. The human tossed VCK his data slate. VCK fumbled the foreign tech. You want to understand humanity, the man said grimly. Take that, and get out of here. He locked eyes with them. Run. Then he charged into the darkness, firing as he went. The fawn soldiers hesitated, then finally ran, following him. The human's voice echoed through the doomed ship, laughter and gunfire mixing as he met the nightmare head-on. Come on then, finish what you started. The last thing Valak saw before the airlock sealed behind them, before their shuttle ejected into the black, was the ship detonating in a flash of fire and light. The human had won by making sure nothing walked away.